It all started on a quiet Sunday morning, one of those peaceful ranch days when the air smells like grass and diesel, and you can actually hear the breeze move through the fields. I had just finished checking the irrigation pumps and was heading back to the main gate when I saw it. A bright yellow Lamborghini Huracan parked sideways across my driveway gate. Not just parked, blocking it completely. I slowed my ATV, blinking in disbelief. There it was, shining like a smug banana in the Texas sun, with a HOA permit parking tag dangling proudly from the mirror. And standing next to it, sun hat, heels, clipboard, was Karen. She turned and waved like she'd just gifted me a new car instead of trapping me on my own property. "Morning," she called, her voice sugary and sharp all at once. "You'll need to keep your livestock trailers off the HOA road today. We're hosting a board brunch." I stared. "Karen, this is my ranch gate. You're blocking my only exit." She smiled. "Just for a few hours. We didn't have enough parking for our guests. Don't worry, it's community land." I tilted my hat. "Community land?" "Yes," she said, flipping through her papers. "Our updated HOA map shows this as shared access." I walked up to the gate, gesturing to the steel post with the county's property seal welded into it. "Karen, that's the county's marker. This is legally designated as my private road." She scoffed. "Oh, please, you can't own roads." That's when I smiled, the slow, patient kind of smile that means someone's about to learn a very expensive lesson. "Karen," I said, "you might want to move your car." She folded her arms. "Or what? Or it becomes part of the landscape." She laughed. "You wouldn't dare." I tipped my hat and walked off toward the barn. 10 minutes later, the deep, heavy rumble of an engine rolled across the ranch. The ground shook slightly. Birds scattered. Karen's smug grin began to fade. Because turning the corner, sunlight gleaming off its steel plating, was my decommissioned M4 Sherman tank. See, a few years back, I bought it as part of a veterans fundraiser. Fully restored, demilitarized, and legal for parades, but still weighing over 60,000 pounds of solid karma. Karen's eyes went wide. What is that?" "This," I said, climbing into the driver's seat. "Just my lawn ornament." Her voice trembled. You can't move that thing on HOA property." I revved the engine. The roar was glorious. "Good thing this isn't HOA property." She ran in front of the Lambo, waving her arms. "Stop. I'll call the cops." I grinned through the hatch. "Perfect. They'll love to see this." And with that, I released the brake. The tank rolled forward slowly, deliberate, unstoppable. Karen screamed and jumped out of the way just as the front treads climbed onto her Lamborghini's hood. The crunch echoed across the ranch like thunder. Metal groaned, glass shattered, and her $300,000 HOA executive vehicle flattened under 30 tons of armored ranch justice. When the deputies arrived 10 minutes later, Karen was still shrieking about war crimes. Deputy Torres got out of his cruiser, took one look at the tank, and just shook his head. "Judge Harper, you did it again." Karen pointed at me, hysterical. "He destroyed my car. He rolled a tank over it." Torres sighed. "Ma'am, were you parked on his property?" "Yes, but—" "Ma'am," he interrupted. "That's trespassing." She blinked. "Trespassing? I'm the HOA president." Torres smirked. "Doesn't matter. The HOA doesn't override property law. And you blocked an emergency access gate." Her jaw dropped. "Emergency?" "Yep," I said, climbing down. "This gate's registered with the county as a fire evacuation route. Blocking it is a $10,000 violation." "Congrats, Karen. That's one expensive parking ticket." She turned bright red, sputtering like a tea kettle. Torres walked up, took a few photos of the crushed Lambo, and said, "Judge, you're free to go. Karen, I suggest you call your insurance. And maybe a therapist." As the tow truck dragged what was left of her Lambo out of the dirt, I noticed something poetic. The license plate. It read, HOA QWN. A week later, the HOA's insurance premiums tripled. The board voted to suspend her indefinitely, and the county installed new private drive No HOA access signs at my gate. Now, every time I walk past that spot, I see the faint tread marks in the dirt, and I can't help but smile. Because around here, there's a new rule in town. Don't park in front of a rancher's gate, especially if he owns a tank.